Hey, what's up for Life Without Pants here with another Path of Exile video, and in today's video we're going to be talking about leveling through Act 2 fast, or at least faster than we normally do. So this is part of the series I've been running for getting through the campaign quicker. So we're going to go over some layout tricks, some tips and tricks. And the first one is in this area, the old fields, you'll quickly come across the den, and if you follow the road you'll get basically straight off to the next zone, the Crossroads. But I always, especially if it's League start, always go into the den, because the reward you get for killing the monster in here, the big bear, is a magic quicksilver flask. So it's one that already has an orb of transmutation applied to it. So it may come with, you know, chill immunity or something like that. The way I always go here is this this outcropping of rock here. If we just zoom in like this, I always go this way. So I start this way and then go that way. And it will always take you straight to the bear if you just stick to this this side of the thing. And there we go. There's the bear, and then you can. The next part, I would go. You come out of the old fields somewhere. I would then go straight over to the Crossroads. And then at the Crossroads, there's a waypoint. And this waypoint is one you definitely don't want to miss. Obviously, you just carry on along the road. You can see here the road that I'm following. And we eventually come to the waypoint. And then at that point, I would duck back into town. And you talk to this lady over here, Yina. And she'll give you the reward, which is a quicksilver flask. And then suddenly you got 2 flasks, because you still got the first one from Act 1. Where you went to talk, where you retrieved the medicine cabinet or medicine chest. Then, at this point, there's basically 3 routes from this point. From here, I always go Chamber of Sins straight away, which is always this way. You can follow the road a little bit until it runs out, and then you just basically keep going straight, and then you will get to the Chamber of Sins level 1. In the Chamber of Sins, there's this thing called an ancient reverie device. So you'll see pretty soon after getting to the zone, you'll see this bit here. And this is a sort of round... Oh, no, I've gone the wrong way. Around the reverie device, this little, you know, sort of corridor thing around the reverie device. So here's the ancient reverie device. It looks like it's a map device. And the way to read this zone is there is a waypoint here, and the line that you draw between the reverie device and the waypoint is exactly the direction to the Chamber of Sins level 2. There's nothing else in Chamber of Sins level 1, so the waypoint is pointing this way, so I'm just going to go straight this way, and then here we are immediately at Chamber of Sins level 2. Now, Chamber of Sins level 2 has a trial in it, a lab trial, and for me, I always try to stick to this wall here. So I come out and then, like, on characters left-hand side. And it's not 100%, but I've found that this this will take me to the lab trial more often than not. So it's, whilst it's not 100%, it's pretty useful. So we found the Trial of Ascendancy straight away. And then once you've done the Trial of Ascendancy, you can then keep hugging the left, and you will eventually get into the zone where you go and save Helena, who is the hideout changing NPC. So we come along here. Helena's usually just sit here saying, "Oh, that thing, it killed everyone!" And then you go here and you kill the thing, and then you click the strange device. Don't forget to do this. I forgot to do this, and it'll drop a quest item, and then you can just tele out and go straight back to. At this point, you can talk to Groost, and he'll be like, "Oh, you saved that girl," and he'll give you a Herald skill gem as a reward, and then Helena will be here. Now, once you've got that, because the Heralds are pretty useful, I believe this also unlocks either elemental damage with attacks or faster attacks, but maybe that's the Weaver. And then at this point, I will go straight back into here, because I think generally we're 99.5%, I think, of people on PoE Ninja are killing all the bandits. So this area here, the Broken Bridge, this is where Creighton is. the bridge rat, and you can just follow the road at this point. You see the road here in front of me. You can just follow this, and it will always, it'll take you past a waypoint, and it will always say, here's a waypoint, and then it will take you to Creighton as well. And he'll be in a little bridge. So you'll get to this point, zoom over, and then here he is, and you can kill him if you want, or yeah, probably going to kill him, and then you can tele back into town. Then, if you're going to be doing, if it's League launch, you probably want to be doing the Crypt, because there is another Ascendancy trial in there. So back to the Crossroads and just go straight this way. It's usually like super close. It's the closest of all of them to the Fellshrine Ruins. And then at this point, you're going to follow the road, and eventually the road will go through a little, it will go through an archway. And the archway will be next to like a church, a crypt thing. And if we just, see, here we go. This is the archway here. So now, if we go through here, just on the left is going to be a turn for us. Here, there's another archway. You can see that if we just move away a bit. So the archway is here. So you come this way from the archway, and then through this one, and then just straight on. And here is the Crypt level 1. Now, there's a side quest, I think Crypt level 2, the Hand of the Good Man. I think I've done it like 3 times. Ever. It's really, really bad. So I just stick to the left-hand side here. I don't really have any good way of finding this trial reliably. But if it's League launch, then you've got to do your trials, because otherwise you're not going to be able to ascend in lab, and that's quite important. So normally I would just wander around and look for there's a little book icon that will appear on the map when you're near a lab trial. So we'll see if we can find it. Now I found the Crypt level 2. This is the wrong way, because the trial is only on Crypt level 1. So hopefully it's this way. There's a lot of architecture around here. Hopefully we'll see the... so you can see here, there's a little book, and then there's this little green thing on the mini-map, and that means that we found our Trial of Ascendancy. So just come in here, and then this one is like, hit this lever, and then run through here, and dodge this bit, and you can actually flame dash through this door, I think. Yep. And then you hit your Trial of Ascendancy plaque, and then portal out. And then at this point, I would usually go to character select, and then just hit enter a bunch, and then it's gonna automatically select my character and go into the last town that we were in. So at this point, we've done this whole section here, and now it's off to the Riverways. Now we've only killed one of the bandits, but for the Riverways there are a few things to note. There's this path again, and we're basically going to follow the path. You really make sure that you have a movement skill here, because sometimes there are broken bridges like this, and getting across them is a pain in the butt if you don't have a movement skill, because you have to go, I think, like all the way along here, and then there's a little bridge or something. Yeah, there's this. So this is a very, very far way to go. So don't do that. Bring your movement skill. Make sure you have flame dash or whatever it is. So there will be a waypoint, and at the waypoint, the bridge, the path continues on one direction, and over here there's these 2 little posts, these 2 little concrete posts with these, stone posts with these wooden spikes coming out of it, and then a little path here. You can see there's some stones on the ground, and this path leads to Oak. And usually I would come in here, and then see it's another little bit here, the stones in the floor, and I would usually come here and go to Oak straight away, because I just like to get Oak out of the way. I'm not sure if this is the most efficient way. Usually in the wetlands, I just sort of run forwards a little bit, because Oak is usually relatively easy to find. This is a strange instance where the telly is right down at the bottom here. Usually it's sort of over here. Sometimes it can be here, and sometimes it can be way up at the top as well. So I would kill Oak wherever he is. He's probably up here somewhere. And then I would come and find the teleporter, and then go straight back to the Riverways. So once I've made sure that Oak is dead, got his amulet. Then I would come back here and into the Riverways. And then we're just going to carry on. We've got another little bridge to cross. And this road will lead you straight to the Western Forest. Now, in the Western Forest, there's Alira that we also need to kill for 1 or 2 points. Or, you know, if you want to, I think she gives like mana regen and Ellie res and crit multi is fairly decent. But there's also the Weaver as well, and there's a thaumatic emblem, I believe, for the Blackguards. So at this point, you're going to follow the road. Again, lots of following the road in Act 2. And then we're going to find a waypoint. And once you've found a waypoint, the waypoint is on, I think it's on the Weaver's side or Alira's side. We're going to find out in a minute. But once you hit the waypoint, you're going to follow the road a little bit further. And we're going to look out for a tiki torch, a little bit like this. But it's going to be attached to the road. And here we go. So a little brazier, a little torch here. And you see, there's another one of these little broken paths. And just like with Oak, this one leads to Alira. So now we know that the waypoint is always on the Alira side. So if we follow this, you can see here, all these stones. If we follow this, it'll eventually lead us to Alira. Here's her camp. So we come in here and we say, oh, sorry, I don't like you. And then we can go straight back to the road and follow the road down, and it'll take us to these guys, the Blackguards, and one of them will drop the thaumatic emblem, and you can pop it in this bit here, and then you can immediately go back to Prisoner's Gate, which is back in level Act 1, and then you can teleport out, and you will go straight into Lion Eye's Watch, and then you can talk to Bestel about getting a skill point reward for killing all the Blackguards and opening the way up that Piety sealed in Act 1. And then straight back to the Western Forest. Now, the Western Forest has the last thing that we care about, which is the Weaver. And the waypoint is always on Alira's side, and the Weaver is always on the opposite side. So we're going to go over here, and we'll see, yeah, see all these cobwebs on these trees. This is definitely the territory of spider shenanigans, and you can see here they've petered out. So this is just like regular trees. I think I picked something up by accident. These are just regular trees, and these are spider web trees. So we're just going to follow the spider web trees, and it'll take us straight to, there we go, the Weaver's chambers. And then we're going to zoom through. I do not know a good way of reading the Weaver's chambers. I really, really want to. So if you know one, please let me know in the comments, because I run this zone a lot, and really, really want to know how to figure out if which way to go straight away. I've tried looking around for little environmental cues, because there's quite a lot of those in Path of Exile. I tried to look at sort of cocoons and which way there were like these little dancing lights and stuff. Okay, we found it here. So you go in here, you kill the Weaver. And then you take the spike, and you come out, and you trade this in to Silk, the road, and talk to Yina and Silk. And then at this point, you can get elemental damage with attacks. You can get a few other things as well. So if we go and look here, there's it's this section of gems here. So vicious projectiles, Nightblade if you're doing daggers. Melee fizz damage, this kind of stuff. I think the faster attacks actually is in Act 1, now that I remember it. And then once you've done that, then you can go straight back to the wetlands, because you already have this teleport. And actually, I should have mentioned, once you've done Weaver as well, or once you've done Alira, then you can go talk to Eramir and get the assembled pyramid or apex thing, and you'll get your 2 skill points, and then you can go to the wetlands and just straight away enter the Vaal Ruins. Now, the Vaal Ruins has a couple of layouts that I've noticed. It's either an S or a circle, a different kind of S. So usually I will come in and I will try and go this way. I'll try and hug this wall as much as possible. And the S isn't necessarily like this. It's sometimes like this. So I think if we we've gone down here and then up here, and then I think it's going to go around like this. So we'll check it out. So I think, no, we'll go down this way. And then it's probably going to go along here, so over here, and then like this. And the way I figured this out was just running this zone a lot, just in standard. Whilst I was waiting for the league to launch, one of the many leagues in the past, I just went and got a really, really high move speed character with some flasks and stuff like that, and just ran this zone a bunch of times. And after a while, you begin to notice patterns. Human brain's really, really good at patterns, or at least imagining them where sometimes they aren't. And this one is, I think it's, is it in here that the, oops, yeah, so this is where the big ball would be, that you would use your use the pyramid or apex pyramid thing on. And you can see here we came in at the top here, and then we went around like this. And this one's not so much an S or a loop, to be honest, or a circle, but I think it started off like that, and then you get into this this pyramid complex. We're gonna make our way now to the northern forest. There's not much to say about the northern forest. Basically, you can just hug the right side here. Sometimes you'll get baited with a bit of a peninsula, but there's a waypoint. You can boot that if you're a little bit worried. There's a lot of magic packs in the northern forest as well, and I find it quite useful to level. Now, there's an orange thing here. I'm walk straight past that because that is going to be the Dread Thicket. So if you stick on the right hand side in the northern forest, you'll always get straight to the caverns. The caverns are basically a straight line as well. There's again, you can just hug one of the walls and you'll go across lots and lots of bridges, and there'll be lots and lots of little caves in between everywhere, and you can just hug one of these walls and you will get down to, I think it's the base of the pyramid eventually. So as soon as you hit these steps, you've arrived. This is the end of the caverns. There's this waypoint here. There will be a crafting recipe just here, and then as we go in, there's going to be at the end of this, we're looking for the pyramid, the Vaal pyramid to get into, and this is basically the end of Act 2. So here's the ancient pyramid, and as soon as we get in here, it's a pyramid. So each of these levels, the next levels, they get smaller and smaller as because you're going up a pyramid, it gets smaller and smaller. And usually this kind of tells me if it's a pyramid and I'm in one corner, the exit's always going to be in the corners. So I always check the opposite corner first. And I think after so it's in the not in the opposite corner, but this is just the first floor of the ancient pyramid. And I believe every floor after this, it's always in the opposite corner. So we're going to test that out now. So we go in here. So we're at the bottom because they're all diamond shapes, because the diamond shapes are appreciated in this game. And so we're just going to go straight to the top. And then there it is in the first one. And then again, we're in the bottom part of the pyramid here. So we're going to go straight up to the top of the pyramid, to the most northern part. And then here we go, pyramid apex. Now, the Dark Altar, this is going to summon the Vaal Oversoul, and you're going to boop this, and then there's a crafting recipe here. And at this point, this guy takes so long to come out. I usually use this opportunity to go into town. Could do some, macrame. I'll sell my items. I get my chrome. I'll go back to the ancient pyramid. Maybe I'll fuss around on some stuff. And this guy's still not here. And there's another reason for having a few portal scrolls at this point. When you kill this guy, which again takes quite some time for him to arrive, you will automatically have unlocked the next waypoint. So you can, at this point, just leave here and go straight into Act 3, City of Sarn. Now, once you're done, then you're going to we're going to cover just up to Clarissa. So if you wait for the Vaal Oversoul, good luck. Here's the Vaal Pyramid. Here's the exit. This is where you come out, and you would come out just here next to the waypoint. The door takes a little while to open up, is all. You come along here, and around here will be Clarissa. She'll be attached to this post here, and you'll kill this guy that is now dead, and she will gradually stand up, and you just talk to her, and she's like, "Oh, please meet me in the city," and you can just go straight down here to the water and follow the water's edge, and just over here you'll get straight to the Sarn encampment every time. Now we're in Act 3, and another thing I like to do here is exit, and then just hit my enter button, and then I'm immediately loaded back, and I don't have to run around all the Zone 3 area, Act 3 area. This is taking a little bit of time. I think maybe we've crashed. Oh no, it's loaded up. So now I'm straight away at Hargan and Clarissa. And Clarissa, you're going to talk to, but we'll get to that in the next video. But for this, I think that's it. I want to keep these short and consumable so that if you're having an issue with like Act 3 or Act 4, you know exactly which video to go to. So that's it from me. If you have any tips or comments, please leave them in the description, in the comments below. And I hope you're kind to everyone you meet. I love you all very much. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.